Okay, we really need to talk about one of the most common traps of the modern world. It's this frustrating, endless cycle of doing tons and tons of research and then doing absolutely nothing with it.
Does this sound a little too familiar? I mean, come on, 50 tabs open, a stack of half-read books on your desk, and you've watched every single how-to video that exists for that one big dream you have. You tell yourself, hey, I'm not procrastinating, I'm just preparing. But let's be real for a second. How long have you been preparing? Months? Maybe even years. And that first real step, it feels like it's getting further away, not closer.
So, that brings us to the core question, the one we all kind of have to ask ourselves. Are you actually learning, or are you just hiding? Is all this research really a bridge that's going to get you to your goal, or is it actually a wall that you're building to hide behind?
Yeah, let's just call it what it is. We're talking about the research rabbit hole. You could also call it the information trap. And the really tricky thing is, it feels so productive, doesn't it? Like you're getting so much done. But in reality, it's often the exact opposite.
So here's the uncomfortable truth. This endless research, it's almost never about a lack of information. Nope. What it really is, it's a psychological shield. It's a defense mechanism we use to protect ourselves from the discomfort and, yeah, the potential for failure that comes with actually doing the thing.
And the reason this trap works so well on us is because there's something fascinating going on inside our brains. It's a whole neurological process. Basically, our brains are getting tricked into feeling successful without us having any actual success to show for it.
It's called the Educational Dopamine Trap. You see, your brain gets this little chemical reward, a hit of dopamine. But here's the crazy part. You're not getting it from actually mastering the content. You're getting it from the anticipation of finding that one magical piece of information, the one that's going to change everything.
Just think about the difference for a second. On one side, you have anticipation dopamine. That's that little buzz you get right before you click on some ultimate guide video. It's the thrill of just imagining you're going to be successful. But then there's achievement dopamine. That's the good stuff. That's the deep, lasting satisfaction you feel after you've made real progress. And the trap? The trap is getting stuck just chasing that first feeling, the easy one.
You know how it goes. Every single time you see a new video or a new article, your brain starts up that same old inner monologue, that little whisper of a promise that says,
That right there, that's the thought that triggers the dopamine. The hope that this next piece of content is the final key. But spoiler alert, it almost never is. And, the platforms we use, they're literally designed to keep you in that loop, forever chasing that feeling.
And here's a really powerful way to think about it. You get so full on the idea of the work that you never get hungry enough to do the actual work. See, just thinking about your goals gives your brain this little hit of satisfaction, as if you've already made progress. It's like feeling full just by looking at a menu. So you never get around to actually cooking the meal. All that urgency just disappears.
Okay, so if this isn't really about learning, then what's actually going on here? Well, when you dig down to the bottom of it, the core emotional driver behind this whole cycle is just good old-fashioned fear.
I mean, just look at the contrast. The planning phase, that's like your own perfect, safe little fantasy world. Your idea is amazing, it's unchallenged, you're in total control. But the doing phase, well, that's reality. And reality is messy, it's risky, it's imperfect. The real world gets to give you feedback, and that feedback might not always be what you want to hear. So, of course we stay in the planning phase. We're trying to avoid the potential pain of actually doing.
And here's the real kicker. After all those hours you spend analyzing every possible outcome, you're mentally exhausted. You've spent all your finite energy on thinking about the work, so when it comes time to actually do it, there's nothing left in the tank. Your brain has already checked out for the day.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. We get it. It's a trap. So how in the world do we escape? Well, the good news is there's a really powerful strategy. And it's not about just gritting your teeth and having more willpower. Nope. It's about changing your environment. It's a simple idea called friction theory. And it works like this. Step 1, you add resistance or friction to the bad habit. So log out of YouTube, hide those folders full of articles, just make it a little bit harder to mindlessly research. Okay, step 2, you do the opposite for the good habit. You lower the resistance to action. Make that first step so tiny, so ridiculously small that you can't possibly say no to it. I'm talking like open a new document small. And finally, step 3, you solve problems as you go. From now on, you only do research to get over a specific hurdle that you've hit while you're already doing the work. Now, I'll be honest, When you first stop that information binge, your brain might feel a little lost. That's normal. But after just a few days of taking small, real actions, something amazing starts to happen. You'll start getting that satisfying dopamine hit from real-life progress again. Your brain will begin to heal and recalibrate to what truly matters.
All right, so to put all of this into practice, we're going to end with a challenge. Think of it as a pattern interrupt. It's designed to break you out of this consumption loop, like today, right now.
The first part is super simple, very direct, and probably the exact opposite of what you're expecting.
I'm serious. The whole point here isn't for you to consume more content, not even this explainer. The goal is for you to take action. So as soon as we're done here, just close the tab.
Next, put your phone away. And I don't just mean put it face down on the desk. Put it in another room. Create a space for yourself that's completely free from the temptation to just consume more. And then, for the next 20 minutes, just 20, you're going to spend it doing. Take that one tiny first step, the one you've been putting off. Don't even think about the whole project. Forget about it. Just focus on 20 minutes of the very next action. This is about proving to yourself that you are in control, not some algorithm.
Because at the end of the day, that is the ultimate takeaway here. The huge gap that you see between your dreams and your reality, it's not a knowledge gap. It's an action gap. You have enough information. It's time to start.